on the other side, but we'll save it for later. I need to be very, very, sit in a very good. I think for me personally, I'm a person that attracts to success. First of all, you're watching the Sunrise Breakfast Show on your award-winning channel of choice. You've got no other choice. You have no other, television that you need to stay glued and waking up to. But this morning, this is the man that you have been seeing with us a couple of times, or a couple of editions that he has been, been here with us with a number of innovations. And earlier on, I did get to host, a pupil doing her 11th grade at Kabulonga Girls. Safi, I've forgotten the first name, but Safi, together with Kundamando, who's in the Ministry of Education, Public Relations Department. It was very interesting to get to look at what young people are doing with regards to fighting, the climate change. So she's making pavers out of the waste, and she's doing that right, using her mom's pots and everything else. Quite very innovative. But this morning, we're speaking to the Ministry of Education 2023 National Jets Fair Prize, first prize. And this is for the teachers' mathematics innovations, Mr. Joseph Musonda. He's our resident here, and this is what he comes up with. Mr. Musonda, I'm very privileged and glad to have you this morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Keith, and good morning, the viewers watching us out there.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited.
Well, feeling excited. You don't seem like that one who's feeling so excited. Now, those of you that have not been able to know who, he's a mathematician and somebody that has come up with lots of innovation with regards to how mathematics can be made easier and simple. But for the people that may just see you for the first time, who is Joseph Musonda, and what are you working on? What inspires you in this particular field of mathematics?
Okay, thank you very much. What inspired me to start working on the mathematical alternative methods, as well as actually doing some discoveries in mathematics, is because of the performance of the learners in mathematics, not only in Zambia. This is the problem which is worldwide.
Yes.
It's a universal problem. So I decided to embark on a journey to start looking at how simpler can mathematics be made to a point that the performance of learners in mathematics would improve. So by so doing, that's how I started now coming up with some alternative methods in mathematics on how this can be handled properly by the learners, the subject itself.
Tell us, before we get to this, tell us what have you worked on with regards to improving, this math and making it easy?
It's quite a lot, and I have done 2 alternative methods of solving simultaneous equations,
right,
in 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. Others say in 2 variables and 3 variables.
3 variables.
I have also done 3 methods in statistics. Meaning each method, there is one for solving the mean, variance, standard deviation. So in short, I should say there are 9 methods in statistics that I've worked on. 3 methods for the mean, 3 methods for variance, 3 methods for the standard deviation. So apart from statistics, I've also looked at a method of how the factorization of a trinomial can be made easy using the number line.
Yes.
Other than that, I've also worked on calculus, where I've come up with what I'm calling Musonda's differential theorem, where I am actually arguing that a polynomial, regardless of which the power raised to, can be differentiated to infinity times when a particular, there's a condition to that. You know, in mathematics, sometimes there are conditions. Certain problems cannot be solved unless otherwise we put in a condition.
Yes.
So I've come up with a theorem which I'm calling Musonda's differential theorem, differentiating actually polynomial functions to infinity times. Mostly it ends up to 0, then you stop. But there is a condition I've put in where it cannot end to 0, but we can differentiate it to infinite times. Also, because of that theorem, I've also come up with an Msonda's integral theorem, where this can be reversed back to the normal polynomial. There are a number of things I wish I came with a list. I've also come up with a teaching aid, which is a mathematical model, which is solving about 50 problems so far. Even when the minister came to visit me at the stand, actually he saw that, and it's just that many people came, of course, to my stand. I explained to them how this model is working. I believe it could be the first teaching aid that could solve about 50 problems so far. Usually, one teaching aid would solve 1 problem or 2 problems. I think, in a nutshell, that's what I would say I've done.
Very interesting.
And looking at your explanation, all I'm taking in is quantitative methods and whatnot. As they say, numbers don't lie. How did you really figure out this particular aspects and talent in you? How did you manage? Because I know there are other people that are good at math, but not necessarily, they don't pay attention to that particular. But how did you get a hold of this and say, this is my thing?
For me, it could be funny to someone. As for me, I would simply say, in short, I took advantage at the fact that God answers prayers, and I prayed about this, and within a month, I started doing what I have been doing. I want to tell my friends out there that many of the people, more especially even teachers who says mathematics formulas actually have all been discovered and there's nothing new that can actually be put on the table. I should say that is actually impossible. You know, they were not there when God was creating the mind of a person. There is much more that the mind of a person can do than what they think.
Yes.
So we still have a long way. There are so many things in mathematics that are not yet actually discovered. So I realized it's a gift in me, which I suppose that is from God. And the first time I did the first method, which was more like accidentally, and I've explained this before here, I realized that I have this talent, and because it's in me, I have to do more. I was glad about that, and the more I started actually working, trying to discover new methods, alternative methods, it became actually something that is very easy for me to work on anything that I want in mathematics.
All right, very interesting. Now, getting to the big thing, this, trophy that you've won. There are a number of editions that the Ministry of Education has been carrying out with regards to the JET fairs. Tell us about this particular category you are participating in and how your journey was, because I believe it just did not hold at the nationals. It started way down in provinces and whatnot. Tell us how your journey was.
Okay, thank you very much. I actually prayed before the journey started that at every stage I want to be actually, someone should compete with me. And indeed, at district, I competed with someone. I went through. At provincial, I also competed with someone again. And let me say the toughest competition I found was at the provincial level.
All right.
I'm telling you, the results were not announced on that particular day after everything was done. I competed with someone who I should simply say, by virtue of his qualification, is supposed to be my lecturer. So it was quite tough for me, and looking at the best school he has been at, comparing to where I did my teaching from, and the type of the course that he did at Masters. So I actually, plus not only that, the adjudicators themselves who came were also his friends. So I was so worried, and what he had plus the qualification, went home, called my brother to say, I think it's not my actually victory. I've sensed it already. I have to tell you this and that. My brother said, just wait. So the results were announced the following day. I was shocked that I emerged victorious. At national level, it wasn't so much. For me, I was comfortable that this should be mine. Looking at what I've done, I don't think it's by my own power. Someone above there, it's divine instructed. I must actually go through. And I went through. I want to tell you this also. I've been away from home this is my 4th week. What has happened after this came to an end on 11th August, we were told those who emerged victorious to remain in camp. So we are camping at DK. Then every morning we go to the National Science Center. We are calling it a boot camp.
Yes.
This is where the projects are being worked on, because what we've come up with are prototypes. So the National Science Center is helping us to make this become actual innovations.
Yes.
So that's what is going on, and we'll be actually going home. That will be Friday this week. That means I'll be away from home for a month.
Well, it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. And also to other, innovators or teachers, especially there's not been so much innovations with regards to the teaching profession. And you'll agree with me, and I'm made to understand. But what are you looking forward? At what levels is Zambia also looking forward with regards to having these fairs and having these innovations now starting to solve our own problems? It's not just about innovation, but you are aware when you innovate, it should be able to address or speak to a certain challenges. What could be your core or your foresight? What are you looking forward to these innovations?
Okay, thank you very much. Like I've said, we were told to remain as winners for 2 weeks in camp, so that our prototypes now can be worked on, funded, so that they become real innovations. And when they are real innovations, if they are viable, we have been told, they have to be part of the system.
Right.
Where they have to be incorporated so that they can solve problems like you have said locally here. And not only that, we were supposed also to have an international fair where we could compete with other nations, but we have been told that it's supposed to come next year. We have been promised. So you will see this going internationally, where perhaps if I'll be around and alive, Sonda competing with other mathematicians from other African states. And I'm looking forward and prepared for that if that comes to happen. So in short, I see the government is so serious about these innovations.
Right.
And us remaining for 2 weeks in the camp, it's not a joke that it's useless, it's worthy. They are working on this, and I have seen from my personal, from my own view, I see this is going to be so serious, taken so serious. And you will see that indeed the local innovations now is fully supported by even our government, and they are working. I'm looking forward, not only that we aim as innovators to say, I want this to be in the government, I want this and that. We should also make sure that we make our country proud by working extremely hard to a point that these innovations goes even abroad. People start using them. Imagine, Keith, you are visiting USA or Russia. You find Musonda's method being taught in the classrooms.
Wow.
Students are learning about them. How excited you become and joyful. That is what we should aim to look at. It's not everything that we are doing, of course, that can all go into the system, I believe. But somehow, a particular country would say, we also want this. Even when here it might not be there, but maybe it's solving a particular problem in a certain country like that.
Well, the problems that have engulfed the global community are somewhat similar in nature. So it will be very, very interesting. And our target as a country is also to provide solutions, not just for our country, for our continent and beyond our continent, be it in the education sector, be it in every other field. We need to have our own, Chanda numbers don't lie. If you see Mr. Musonda solving mathematical problems, you might think he's just drinking water.
Oh yes, definitely, and also us having such innovations and such minds, it's quite an amazing thing, because by the end of the day, even it, and I'm hoping, has it yet been introduced in the curriculum or not yet?
Not yet, and I am pushing for that. As long as the experts looks at all that I've done and it really solves the problems like I am claiming, like he said also, numbers do not lie. I think mathematics is something that is even quite easier for people to know, because as long as it's solving the problem like other methods do, then it has to be adopted, of course. And if it's quite easier for the learners in that case, it's quite easy. It has to be put into the curriculum. So I am working on that, and we're just waiting for the experts to look at it carefully, and from there there will be a next step, and I believe it will.
And most definitely, I feel that's a very good aspect, especially when we have our own Zambian and also been in the curriculum, which hasn't been.
That would
in
be
it.
pretty much very interesting. But otherwise, Mr. Musonda, once again, congratulations. This is your channel of choice, and obviously we're just attracted to winning everything else. We have our guests who are winning trophies. This is, a channel that has won so many awards and whatnot. So, but it's very interesting, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much. And Keith, I thank Movie TV. Before the adjudication was even done out there, adjudicators were watching me on TV. So if I was to, they were late day for me actually. They could have found the mistakes with my methods. They would have done this. They were doing the research to find out, to ascertain whether these things are not really innovations.
Yes.
So for me, I was on a position where I was actually not, I was not in a very good position, because this was already in the public domain, and I was going to be easily defeated because they were going through my work. But thank God it went through. Thank you very much, as Movie TV. I also appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely. All right. It's very interesting, obviously, to get to see this award. And yeah, this is for Mr. Musonda. And he's been putting up a few lessons here and there, those of you that have followed. But watch out for more interesting conversations and episodes on how mathematics can be made easy. So, innovative solutions for digital transformation. This is where we are headed to. The time is past 800 hours, and we take some commercials. When we do get back, we delve into the current state of affairs. Don't go away.
Fidelity Stores has new items from a brand you can trust, Electromaster.
When looking for electrical home appliances, look no further than Electromaster, a brand you can trust.
Items include blenders, steam and dry pressing irons, mini cooker and ovens, single plate cooker, double plate cooker, single and double deep fryers, 18-inch stand fan, sandwich maker and toasters, rice cookers in all shapes and sizes, pizza pans, gas stoves and kerosene stoves, hair dryers, food processors and electric kettles. All items available at all Fidelity Stores outlets.
Electromaster, a quality product of Fidelity Stores.
Hurry now while stocks last. Fidelity Stores, quality goods, affordable prices.
Feeling uncertain about your future? There is a place that ignites the passion to explore the meaning of achieving goals. A place that allows you to connect with the you in you. A place that says to you, never give up, bringing out the fearless you because you know you can do it. Creso University offers you an opportunity to study on distance, full-time and part-time in our health sciences programs. Enroll for a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Science in Public Health, and Diploma in Clinical Medicine. Dream and become the dream. Creso University, meeting your educational needs of today.
Hey Siri, I need a business idea.
Well, you can simply visit Golden Key Investments, your leading supplier of industrial equipment for that business idea on your mind. They have all sorts of industrial machinery